Okay, I'm going to have to take my time and limp up in street mode to get some fuel. I'm meeting up with a couple of pals today. We're heading off on what we kind of call it for a laugh, the Black Pudding Run. I usually do it a couple of times a year. It's just a route from over here on Murray on the east coast of Scotland, across country to Kyle of Lochalsh beside the Sky Bridge, where we go to the local chippy just after the open, and I usually have one of the stored away black puddings they do, which are the best black puddings you'll get, especially the way they do them. Oh, the batter. I don't even bother with chips, it's just too much. Anyway, I forgot to, well, I didn't forget to fuel up, I forgot that I hadn't fueled up on the way home the last time I was out. So I had to put the bike in street mode just to limp the 10 miles up to the filling station where I'm meeting Mr. McRibs. I was talking, I think before that I came on and it was, the temperature was about 13 degrees, which is actually the warmest it's been since, well, any time I've gone out this year. It's usually been about 7 or 8 degrees if I was lucky, but we've had some nice dry weather, but it's been cold. So the forecast for today is around 20 degrees or so. So it should warm up nicely as we cut across country. Hopefully we'll get some blue skies as we get nearer to Kyle. It's a stunning road, it's one of my favourites, I love this route. The only problem with it is when you open your weather app and have a look on your days off, you kind of check the forecast and generally there's some rain waiting for you somewhere. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Hopefully this all comes together okay and I make it to the filling station. On the road again. Fueled up, McRibs behind me. Wee bit late, I think his carer hadn't come round in time to wipe his ass and put his clothes on for him. Anyway, we're off! Next stop, Craigellachie. Range Rover Central, this bit of the world. Shooter and Fishing Brigade. Right, we're just coming into Craigellachie now. Proper little whisky town. I wouldn't even call it a town, it's more of a village. Nice hotel here. Just up round the corner. Kate Moss comes here for a weekend now and then apparently. I would not know, I'm not into that kind of thing, but I have been told. Got some nice, very expensive whiskies behind the bar if that's your tipple. The rest of the guys should be hanging about here. Ah, there's Kenny. Look like him to be hanging about outside the men's toilets. that I shot the 360 video on. It's a bit nicer today. Still not quite got any leaves on the trees. Okay. Craig Wildlife Park. Everyone's going out with the kids today. Good Friday. Straight along here, that'll be it. He'll be off. Oh, cyclists. Just coming up to Newtonmore. Where we're going to fuel up, and I think from Newtonmore to Kyle, something like 100, just over 100 miles, 101, 102 miles, something like that. And after I film my face on black pudding, I'll fuel up there, so it'll just be the same on the way back. Sometimes we used to kind of fuel up at the end of Lochalsh, and it kind of puts you out of sync. I had to do it on the MV because if you were having a run with a decent pace to it, there was no way I was going to make it back. So it's cut out a fuel stop, which is a bit of a boost. And although it's saying 15.5 degrees, once you start nipping on, it gets a bit chillier on the old hand, so having these grips is making a bit of a difference today. Fine and cosy. You do notice it though when you slow down. Once you stop in a town for traffic lights and things like that, it's pretty chilly. Well, it's the opposite of chilly, pretty toasty. Lovely little town, Newtonmore. Used to stay nearby here when I was in high school. The school I went to was in Campbell, which is 3 miles back. Great in the summer, really good weather here. Some nice little rivers to swim in. It's one of those sort of towns where everyone knows each other. Rely a lot on tourism, although there's a few little sort of businesses, house building and factories like that, and you get Stag's Breath whiskey liqueur here as well. That's where this is made. Lovely stuff. It's got a real nice sweet aftertaste of honey in it. I don't drink whiskey really, but that's nice. It's easy on the throat. This little claim to fame here, this little green tuck shop. I was riding through here years ago, not long after I'd passed my test actually, and slammed on the brakes. My mates were wondering what I was doing, and there's Nick Sanders, the round the world motorcyclist. standing outside making a phone call. It was before it was the NC 500. He was taking a group of people around the coast of Scotland, the north of Scotland, and that was him. They were stopping there for a brew, and then he was taking them on to Knockhill to do a few laps. So he was trying to arrange some trophies to dish out at the end of that. So what a nice guy he was, really talkative, chatty, easy to go on with. Was not expecting to see him. Yeah, I might find somewhere. No, you're on. I'm just turning off. I might find somewhere to stop, put my camera on soon. So we're just coming up to the entrance to the estate where they filmed Monaco's at West. Unusual not to see some tourists parked up there. And then the next thing you're going to see is some sand, possibly, as if we've got a beach, the shore of it. But it's actually a freshwater walk in my wagon, nothing special to deny. Right, I think I'm going to pull in here and chuck on the 360. Yep, definitely a tourist road. Whew, feel that 360 tugging in the old backpack. I'm so nervous it's going to come off. Oh, wish that mount would hurry up and arrive. And the lorry I passed earlier has passed me again, and the guys are ahead of it, so I'm probably going to have to. I'm probably not going to see them again until we get to Spian Bridge. See what I mean about lorries? Right on the corner. Oh, we've got them up again. So I can just make the big house out on the left there. You probably won't see it on the camera, it's just too dark, it's sitting in the trees. Oh, I'm missing all these lovely corners. I love this bit of road. Used to hate it on the R6. Hated it. Oh, so it's long. Oh, I'm missing the best roads here. Freaking typical. I'm super aware of that dragging. Can't really nip on. Trying to watch my shadow to make sure it's still there. I know Kenny on Diavo will be pushing on here, he loves this bit of road. Just climbing out Spean Bridge now, guys. We've lost Kenny. He was going to turn back here anyway, but his Ducati has sprung a leak, so he'll be limping home, I think, after his bacon bucky. Sorry Fiona, his salad sandwich. That's just ahead. You can see the Commander's Monument. These things that tourists like to tick off. During the Second World War, they set up a training area up here for all the commandos. Well, they were a new thing, special forces of the day, I think. Climbing all over these hillsides and lochs. Still got all the rhododendron growing at the side of the road, which is unusual because I noticed they've been stripping that away. Good old Victorians introduced that back in the day when they started building up here, and it started sort of outperforming all the local shrubbery. Nothing grows very well around it, it kind of wipes everything else out, so there's been a bit of a cull on in the last few years on the west coast. I quite like it. This is the little bit of the road that nobody likes doing. You kind of turn off at Spean Bridge, go along Lochgarry and until you hang a left for the Isle of Skye. It's a bit of a chug along basically. A few 50s and 40s. Even the scenery doesn't make up for it. Here we go. See what I mean? It's just so early in the season already, it's full of camper vans and caravans. Pretty cool though. Cleared that bit up. That little bit there used to be full of piles of stones. People building those little stacks as they went past, you know, little memento of the fact they'd been there. But Nature Conservancy have put the kibosh on it. So I noticed they've got them all gathered up together. I can see the point. I mean, it was pretty cool when you came past, it made for a good photograph, but the problem was people were digging up stones and things to put in there, so it's just contributing to erosion. I think that as well, they're having the same problem on the Isle of Skye at the fairy pools. Same sort of thing was happening there, people just pulling bits off the hillside and making their stack without thinking about the repercussions of it. line, somebody's here shitting himself like tourist comes over. Lovely little section coming up down here. Look at that. It's like a scary recircuit or something. It's needing a resurface since the last time we was here. Holes everywhere. Oh, and I love this bike. It's so freaking nimble. There's a corner down here that always catches me in. Times got like a double apex. I think it's just before I get to the main road. Oh, bumpy. Take my time. Tightens again here. Oh, what a shame that it's holiday Friday. Friday, so the road's going to be a lot busier than I'm used to when I come out this way on a nice day at this time of year. So you come out in the middle of the week, you've got the place to yourself. Can't really complain though, because tourism's what pays the bills around here. Thanks, fathead!